भगवान श्री योगीराम सूरत कुमार की जय। सर्वं योगीराम सूरत कुमारार्पणमस्तु। Today is the holy, auspicious day of lights. Light of what? It is light of God, light of knowledge that dispels ignorance. Today was the day Lord Krishna killed the embodiment of all that was evil, Narakasura. Narakam means hell. An asura, a rakshas, a demon, which was the embodiment of all that was evil, and today marks the day when Sri Krishna Paramatma killed this embodiment of hell, who was making everybody's life a hell. So this day is being celebrated. It's a celebration day. People wear new clothes, and then you hear the sound of the firecrackers being a ceaseless. People wear new clothes, and then you hear the sound of the firecrackers being a ceaseless sound of them. Shows that people have been celebrating with new cheer and hope. This day, with the hope that Bhagavan, the Divine, would kill this Rakshasic virus, Corona. So this celebration, the celebration of today, is also symbolic of what Bhagavan could do. This is the day we have to pray to Bhagavan to destroy all that is evil in us, all that is in the way of the Divine, all that is ignorance, the fear, anger, jealousy, self-pride, passion. They're all products of ego, selfishness. So let's pray to Bhagavan on this day of light to remove our ignorance and to light the Nama Deepa, the light of Nama, which would lead to the light of knowledge, the ultimate knowledge, the knowledge of the Supreme. Today Let us remember Justice Arunachalam, who took up the post of the president of the ashram. He was also the spiritual successor of Bhagavan. By his ceaseless laboring, he has brought up this ashram to what it is today. Though he is not with us physically, we shall offer our pranams to him. He is now with Bhagavan and is blessing all of us. Today, we shall recall, we shall reminisce what Bhagavan did in front of some devotees on this special day of Deepavali. Of course, I have described all this once before. We have been going through the glimpses of Bhagavan for the past 6 months. It's bound to be repetitive. Some of them are bound to be repetitive, and it's better that it is repetitive because repetition is power. The more we repeat, the deeper it goes inside us and easier it is for assimilation. So I shall repeat the reminiscences of some devotees, their celebration of Deepavali with Bhagavan. When Bhagavan was in Sudama, he was so busy with the ashram work. From morning till evening, he was smoking. There was no time for him to eat well. He would say father's work was heavy, and we did not know the difference between one day and the other. There was no celebration of any festival, a private celebration of any festival in the house of Sudama. But then, our being with Bhagavan, the festival of our being with Bhagavan, the festival of Bhagavan's being there, available physically to all of us, is Deepavali for everyone. Every day it was Deepavali for everyone. So there was no need to celebrate any special day in the name of any festival. Bhagavan's being with all of us, the celebration enough. But in Sannadhi state, we get some glimpses. I might be repeating it. At the risk of repetition, I'm going to describe some of these things so that you could remember, bring them to your mind again. Bhagavati Chokkalingam, Professor Chokkalingam, was professor and head of the department in Annamalai University, Chidambaram. He and his wife, Bhagavati, they visited Bhagavan on Deepavali day once. And when they entered, when Bhagavan asked them to come inside, they saw a plate full of Deepavali snacks, another plate containing the firecrackers. And L.I.C. Jayaraman, there are two Jayaramans. One is Agaram Jayaraman, whose diary we have been going through. L.I.C. Jayaraman was also an attendant of Bhagwan for quite a few years. His father, his aged father and mother were there. His father was fanning Bhagwan. Bhagwan was always in appreciation of those people because this old couple, Jayaraman's father and mother, they looked after a saint, they looked after a sannyasi for 18 years, which was no small tapas. Bhagwan was often openly appreciative. He had told me many times, Devki, you see this couple? They looked after someone like this beggar for 18 years. How could they do it? It's a great tapas for them. My father's blessings, special blessings be upon them. So they were seated there, and Bhagavati was watching all that. And then Bhagwan looked at the snacks there. He took up some sweet in his hand, some ball, white balls. He took one in his hand and asked, what is this? And then they said it's Rava Ladu. And then he took something else in his hand and asked, what was that? So this way, he took up something or the other in his hand and kept asking Jayaraman's father and mother what that was. Adi enna, idi enna, idi enna, what is this, what is that? After that was over, he took a little of one of those sweets. And Bhagavati was wondering, so that's okay, offering sweets to Bhagwan on special Deepavali day is okay. But then what will he do with the fireworks? The crackers. Even as she was wondering what Bhagwan would do with that, a 14 or 15-year-old boy was seen outside, and then Bhagwan asked him to come inside. So when he was there at the door, Bhagwan said, Thambi, va in the pakam. And then this boy, with a smile and folded hands, walked over to Bhagwan, prostrated before him. And then Bhagwan said, use these firecrackers. You please take them here, take this plate and go out. This beggar would come with you. And then he said, let us celebrate Deepavali. Then that boy very happily took it away, and then he started to set fire to one after the other. And then Bhagwan was seated on the very first step, was watching all that, enjoying this play, as the people inside were enjoying the sight of Bhagwan, enjoying the firecrackers, the sound and light of the firecrackers. Now Bhagavati was very happy. Just when she was wondering, a boy should walk inside and Bhagwan should ask him to use it, put it to use, and Bhagwan was sitting there watching the whole thing. This may look very ordinary, sound ordinary to some people, but people who are very devoted to Bhagavan, every gesture of Bhagavan, every look of Bhagavan, every word he uttered, everything he did, everything he said, is something precious. And then now the scene changes. Another Deepavali day, L.A.C. Jayaraman's wife, Bhuvaneshwari, had made some vadas, an Indian preparation. It's a savory, very nice. So it was a certain variety of vada which had come out nicely. So Jayaraman thought that he should take some to Bhagavan. So he and his wife took some vadas, some 5 or 6 vadas, and visited Bhagavan. Bhagavan came out to the veranda and then stretched his hand to take it. Then Bhuvaneshwari put some 1 or 2, I think 2 or 3 vadas in his hand. While she was doing that, one of them fell down. It rolled a little and settled down near the door. Immediately Jayaraman was alarmed, alert, and then he tried to go near and pick it up. Then Bhagavan shouted, "Jayarama, that is not your work. You don't do that. This beggar would do it." And then he walked over to the place, he picked it up himself and he ate 4 vadas that day, to the delight of the couple, Jayaraman and Bhuvaneshwari. They were very happy. When something fell down while offering, it could mean something would go wrong and only Bhagavan could right it, meaning he would set it right. Bhagavan had often said, when this beggar does something, it is different. When you people do the same thing, it is different. It's not the same. When this beggar does something, my Father is behind it. So in that one gesture of walking himself and picking it up and eating, we do not know how many things Bhagavan set right that day. And Jayaraman also recalled another incident, one Deepavali. Somehow, some prompting, some fancy perhaps, he felt that he should take what we call needle-like firecrackers, and there will be several of them strung together, needle-shaped, thin ones, all strung together, so that when you set fire to one, it will continuously explode, one after the other, delighting the boys around. Suddenly he fancied that he should take the string of needle firecrackers, and immediately he followed it. When he entered Bhagavan's place and placed it before Bhagavan, I believe Bhagavan was absolutely delighted. Like a small boy, he rejoiced in seeing that, "Oh Jayarama, you have brought this? Okay, now we shall go to the backside of the house and then use it, put it to use. Come, we'll go. And then he took him to the back corridor, the open corridor, and Bhagavan sat on the threshold itself and asked Jayarama to light this string of firecrackers, and enjoyed its explosive sound, which went on continuously for some time. What a scene it should have been. Bhagavan sitting there and watching, and Jayaraman setting it to fire, and the explosive sound that followed. Again, it may sound like an ordinary event, no event at all. But then too, the devotees of Bhagavan Yogiram Saratkumar, it's very delightful and we rejoice in that. We can bring out the whole thing before our mind's eye and enjoy every gesture of Bhagavan. We can relive this experience and it becomes our own. Someone else's experience with Bhagavan, when we go through it, a detail after detail, we are reliving that experience ourselves and it becomes ours. And Bhagavan, hadn't Bhagavan said that even the remembrance of his coconut shell would bring a lot of blessings. And then when Jayaraman was narrating this, he said, we cannot take it for granted that Bhagavan liked it so much. That particular day, probably to respect my wish, because he thought I was doing service to him, he probably wanted to fulfill my desire, that he said, Jayarama, we shall go to the backyard and do this. Put it to use. Generally, Bhagavan would be very disturbed by the noise. In fact, he did not like it, he said. Now the scene changes again. I was after Swaminathan, the trustee of our ashram, one of the trustees of the ashram, and asked him, because he was also an attendant for quite some time. They were living as a family in Tiruvannamalai because he was transferred to PWD office here in Tiruvannamalai. And he was going to Bhagavan almost every day. He used to take chapati sabji every night at 7:30 for Bhagavan. So I asked Swaminathan to narrate, to reminisce his own experiences. And this is what he said. He said the day previous to Deepavali, he took some chapati and sabji for Bhagavan, and his daughter Lalita was only 5 years old at that time. So Swaminathanji and his daughter Lalita, they went over to Bhagavan's place. Bhagavan had a box of, what is it called? Sparklers. A box of sparklers with him. Somebody had probably come and placed it. So as soon as he saw this 5-year-old Lalita, he said, Lalita, you have come? Come, let's go. Let's go and play this game. Come. We shall do it together. And then again he took Swaminathanji and Lalita to the backyard where the well is. There is a well So Bhagavan took them near the well. He lighted one sparkler himself, gave another one to Swaminathan to light it and give it to his daughter. Now, the divine child, the God child, and this devotee's child together were holding the sparklers in hand, and when the fire sparklers spread around, what a scene it must have been, what a beauty it must have been. Imagine Bhagavan like a young boy seated there with a sparkler in hand, with Lalita, a 5-year-old, and enjoying the sparkles, the fire sparkles spreading everywhere. And what was more, he was saying, Lalita's happiness is our happiness. Lalita's happiness is our happiness. Swaminatha, Lalita's happiness is our happiness. See, he kept on repeating it and was indulging Lalita in this game of sparklers. How beautiful it sounds, how beautiful it is when you imagine every detail of it. Then, of course, Bhagavan after that, they did one after the other. All the 12, both of them together finished. And then only Bhagavan came back inside, and then he took some chapati and sabji and blessed them nicely and sent them home. The next day, in Swaminathan's house, they had cooked this festival feast, this Deepavali festival feast, and at about 10 o'clock, Swaminathanji took the food in a carrier and again took Lalita, 5-year-old Lalita, with him to visit Bhagavan. When they came, Bhagavan was waiting for somebody because the word had been sent to Bhagavan that the South Arcot collector, Chandralekha, IAS, was coming for his darshan. So Bhagavan was waiting for her. So Bhagavan accepted the carrier and then he said, Swaminatha, Chandralekha is coming. And she had requested some private darshan of Bhagavan because she wanted to discuss something very important with him. So he said, this collector is coming. You take Lalita and go to one of the rooms in the backyard, and stay put there. This beggar would call you later. So Swaminathan went inside with his daughter and stayed in one of those rooms, those small rooms in the backyard of Bhagavan's Sannidhi Street house. And when Chandralekha visited, it took more than 1.5 hours for them. And after Bhagavan left Chandralekha, he called Swaminathan and said, Swaminatha, this beggar would like you to take this carrier now with you. But take it home and put it before this beggar's picture. Do not add anything to it, nor should you heat anything. Just leave it as it is in front of this beggar's picture. And bring it again at 7:30 tonight. So he gave strict instructions to Swaminathan, who followed it. He took that home and then he put it before Bhagavan's picture and left it there. At 7:30, promptly, he, his wife Kanti, and child Lalita They also took a plantain leaf and some ladles with them to serve food. So they visited Bhagavan at 7:30 promptly, and then Bhagavan opened the carrier. Kanti was serving Bhagavan, and to their surprise, the wonder of wonders, the food was fresh. Nothing, no food. There were varieties. It was a feast on a very special day of festival, the festival of lights, very special in South. But the food was fresh. Even this curd preparation was not sour. It did not become sour. It looked fresh and tasted fresh. To the wonder of Swaminathan's family, Swami took every item because Swaminathan ji followed the instruction given by Bhagavan strictly. If any change should have taken place, Bhagavan would not have allowed him inside, would not partake anything. Many of us have gone through such experiences with Bhagavan. We had to follow exactly what he said. So Bhagavan ate happily every item, a little of every item, and then the leftover he gave as prasad to Swaminathan and blessed him nicely. So, you see these scenes, every Deepavali we must recall, we must relive these experiences, and we have immortalized them. They are immortal. Every experience with Bhagavan. When you remember, when you reminisce anything that you went through with Bhagavan, is immortal, and it's a communication of blessings. It carries a lot of blessings for us. It's a sadhana. In fact, I always think the devotees should listen to at least one Leela every day, one Leela for Bhagavan, and pass it on to someone else. We could do it as tapas, and we would enjoy doing it. Whenever Tilakavati Rajashekar came to Bhagavan, Bhagavan would ask her to repeat the Leelas of Sundareshwara. It would be a repetition many times, but Bhagavan would still enjoy them, enjoy these Leelas. So we must learn to enjoy. They are joyful, they are enjoyable. So we must recall all our experiences with Bhagavan, not only ours, but also others. As I said before, when we go through the Leelas of others, the Leelas of Bhagavan with other people, we are reliving those experiences ourselves, and it would be a boost to our spiritual growth. A very specific blessing for all of us. Now this Bhagavan is here in front of us with his hand raised in benediction. The blessings are coming incessantly from his hand, touching every devotee who enters this ashram. Bhagavan said, those who enter this ashram will not go back empty-handed. My Father's blessings are pouring on them, whether they are aware of it or not. So on this holy, auspicious day, all those people who visited Bhagavan must have received a lot of blessings from Bhagavan. And my prayer here now to Bhagavan, even those people who could not be here physically, who could not visit the ashram, we pray for Bhagwan a huge bestowal of praise upon all those people. That Bhagwan should light the lamp of inspiration, the lamp of bhakti, the lamp of service, the lamp of knowledge. Jai Kaviraj Kumar.